Busybody parents in Florida are no longer content to just ban basically any book written by a person of color or a member of the LGBTQ community. Now they're coming for the movies as well, with one school now banning Disney's anti-racism film Ruby Bridges after one parent complained that students should not see scenes of hatred towards a 6-year-old black girl. This is based on a true story of an actual 6-year-old girl who was among the first black students to attend Louisiana public schools back in 1960. And again, the way that this is being presented on why students shouldn't have to see this is fascinating. So Emily Conklin is a Florida parent, contends that the movie is inappropriate for 2nd grade students and wrote a formal complaint saying that scenes in the movie that have racial slurs, as well as scenes of white people threatening Ruby as she entered a school, might teach white students to hate black people. In one of the articles, the quote that they give is that it might teach 2nd grade students that white people hate black people, which I feel like is probably an important lesson to learn. The idea that racism exists, I think, is something that people need to know. And also, like, think about how fatalistic it is that the idea that we're gonna put the movie forward and show racist white people berating a 6-year-old and not provide any context, not maybe hint to the kids that's a bad thing or use it as an opportunity to start a dialogue that begins the journey of these kids understanding some of these really toxic social and political aspects of America. No, it would just be played and then it would teach them to do as they saw on the screen. This is the sort of environment where maybe a parent believes that, maybe a few parents believe that, but it is important for teachers to push back against it, for schools to give them the support they need when they push back on it. These are important historic things, accurate, true historic things that kids do need to learn about. And so it's awful to see Florida take another step in this direction.
Well, this is obvious. This is what they were going for. And of course, when it comes to facts, they have to associate these emotions behind it. And also just lump them on kids. Which children are they talking to? Because I have a kid, and in fact, we talked to him about these things. And he talks about how he has these friends in school, black, white, Asian, anything else in between, Latino. And you know what happens when they learn about certain things? They don't start lumping that onto themselves. 2nd graders, my kid's in 5th, but 2nd graders don't go around going, oh man, that means my life is different. What they go is, that's the way things used to be. Wow, that's crazy. The fact that they're dumbing down the existence of these children and think that they have no thought process because they're in 2nd grade. Anybody who has an actual 2nd grader knows that 2nd graders aren't stupid. They just have less life experience. So as you learn about something, the way they process it is then what you then talk to them about and talk them through and see how normal life goes. Except for the problem with this guilt from these group of parents and probably some of these teachers who don't want that history taught because they're the ones that might begin to hate themselves. How about that 6-year-old black kid that had to deal with all that violence and anger pushed towards her? What do we care about what happened with her? We don't. What we're worried about is these adults who are upset about having to deal with their history, and they lump it on these children. What a cowardly thing to do.
Yeah, again, it all comes back to cowardice. It's running from, again, not even things that you yourself did. You're terrified about what other people did decades ago. Again, because you kind of tell, I'm not saying for this particular parent, but you're kind of telling yourself, like, if you're so scared of it, like, you don't objectively need to be scared of it. Let's interrogate why you're scared of it. And I think that most of the potential explanations don't reflect very well on those modern day conservatives.
By the way, John, really fast. I was a black kid in 2nd grade once. There was white kids who had already been taught racism. Just in case you guys didn't know that part yet. They're already taught that. They can learn it, and they have.